Welcome, students. Today I want to talk about invention strategies for writing an essay, any essay, or the narrative essay, our first essay in the class. So let's start the presentation. So the first type of narrative is a brainstorming invention strategy. Brainstorming basically means generating a list of ideas without judging the list. You can write in full sentences or use key terms throughout your brainstorming process. Look at the example to the right of the screen. This example of Earth Defense Shield. Notice they basically generate a list of ideas and then subpoints underneath some of the ideas. So they use dashes and then subpoints. They have more dashes and then more subpoints all the way down to the very end of the free writing brainstorming process. So to brainstorm, you can use paper like this example. You can use Microsoft Word, Google Docs, or mind mapping software. Practice making a list on paper. Use the topic of an important change in your life that led to some kind of self-reflection and write about that change. What happened? Self-reflect. How have you changed? So use the essay topic of change in your life to do some brainstorming by hand or through Microsoft Word or Google Docs. All right, so you should pause the video and take some time to brainstorm your paper topic by generating a list of ideas. Next, there's mapping or clustering. You can do this in your own paper. You start with a word from the middle. So your topic is change. You can name the event that occurred, put that in the middle, and then basically create bubbles around the middle, a mapping software concept, and create your topic. You can do as many bubbles as you like. You might do 4 bubbles, and then for each bubble that you create multiple other bubbles within the mapping process. You could do this with your paper as well. Other brainstorming genres, there is a software called MindView. It's free, and I urge you to download it. You can get the MindView software at the Writing Center at OCCC. So you can go to the Writing Center and find the mind mapping software, or you can type in the mind mapping tool website, www.occc.edu/writing center/available softwares. Uh, so type in that web address and you'll get to the mind mapping tool. Here's an example of the mind mapping tool. You start again with the middle, famous authors, and then you branch off Ernest Hemingway, James Joyce, Charles Dickens, Jane Austen, and then you break off from there, early years, famous works, etc. The MindView app has many different mind mapping tools that you can use. So for fun, create a mind map using the software or on paper. Use the same topic of a change in your life and try to create a mind map of your paper topic. Next is a year wheel. This is from MindView. If you're writing an essay related to a time sequence, you can create a year wheel in MindView or on your own paper. And you can fill in each of these areas around the year wheel to your topic idea. So this might be something interesting to create. Instead of months, you can create days or weeks if you like. You can do it however you like. Another invention strategy is simply free writing. A person will write continuously without stopping or editing their work. In free writing, do not pay attention to grammar, punctuation, or spelling. Simply write one long paragraph or break up your writing into multiple paragraphs. Practice free writing your topic on change in your life. Find one event or memory related to change and free write about the event. You can free write on your phone in Google Docs by hand or on the computer in Google Docs or Microsoft Word. I tend to do a lot of free writing on Google Docs on my phone. I'll just sit there and generate ideas based on whatever topic I'm focusing on at the time. In this example is about bicycles. How old are bicycles? I know maybe mid 19th century, etc. And they free write on the information that they already know about bicycles. So put the word change up there at the top and start free writing about the term change and come up with some events in your life that led to some kind of change, positive change in your life. Next, we have looping. Looping is also a form of free writing. During free writing, underline an interesting phrase, start a new paragraph with the new phrase, and begin free writing again. Looping allows for more concrete ideas to form. You can loop more than once. Look at your own free writing on change and loop at least once with more writing. So we have a piece of free writing here. They like this particular phrase, they circled it, and then they started their new writing based on that phrase. Within the loop number one, they found another phrase they like, and they're going to go down here in loop number two, write about it again. So try looping in your free writing exercise. Circle something that interests you, that you want to learn more about, that you want to focus on in more detail, and do a loop to do that. Next, I think reporters' questions are a good way, or journalist questions are a good way to free write. You just basically ask questions: who, what, where, why, when, how, etc. So when free writing or following another invention strategy, ask yourself a variety of questions related to your topic. Who are the main characters in your paper? How are they impacted by your event or memory? You use you as a main character as well. You are the narrator of the event, so you are a main character. What happened in your story? What major events unfolded in your story or narrative? Where did the story occur? The setting? Use sensory language to describe the various places. Why is this story important? This area will be the self-reflection stage of your essay. How did this event happen? How did you overcome conflict within the event? Like the image to the right, use reporters' questions to write about your event of change. Use my questions for your event or come up with your own questions as well. Dialogue is also an invention strategy in a narrative essay. Some dialogue may be important in developing your story. So write down dialogue of some of the characters within the story that you're telling. What dialogue stands out in your story? Practice writing dialogue. Use the example to the right when constructing dialogue. So this example, quote, "Mom, what do you think?" said Sarah as she spun around the room, showing off her new dress. Sarah's mom paused for a second and then yelled, "My word, what is this? It looks like swimwear." "You're such a grandma sometimes," Sarah replied in an angry voice. "You know nothing about fashion." "Well, I know one thing, you're not going to prom like this." Sarah ran back upstairs in an angry huff, slamming her bedroom door shut. So notice the description for each dialogue. Instead of just providing the dialogue, this writer implements some description of each phrase and what the characters are doing within the action. So that's a good example of how to write dialogue. The last example that I have on invention strategy is outlining. And some teachers teach you outlining pretty quickly, but I think you should do the other invention strategies, free writing, looping, reporters' questions, etc., before you even get to an outline. Those other invention strategies will help you formulate a complex idea and ideas throughout your essay. Then you can structure your ideas within an outline form. So after you have accomplished other invention strategies, you can begin outlining your ideas. Outlining is usually the last step before writing your first draft of an essay. In the introduction, grab the reader's attention, explain a few ideas in your story, and write a thesis. Next, break up your paper into chronological events. Use 3 points such as sub-event 1, sub-event 2, and sub-event 3. Next, have a self-reflection section as your fourth point in your paragraph, in your body paragraph. And then finally, write a conclusion that is also self-reflective. That's the basic outline structure of your paper. Introduction with thesis, background details and context with 3 points that you want to make or 3 events that you want to focus on. It could be the same event, the one aspect of the event, another aspect of the event, another aspect of the event, then self-reflection, then a final paragraph of introduction. So that's a 6 paragraph essay that I just outlined to you. You can write in more paragraphs than 6. That's just an example that I have. So those are the invention strategies. I'll go into more detail about what an introduction looks like in a thesis in my next presentation, but I just wanted to give you some ideas on how to prepare for an essay before you write the full essay. You should have some kind of invention strategy process in mind, and I hope that you do. Thanks for listening.